So I have my mic on. So I think it's just the latency, the lag, but it says, yeah, okay, so this should be on. Wow, this image is really very good.
Is not?
It is.
Oh. It's a static image, but it's without direct light. I'm not looking right now. I don't know what it is.
Okay. I think that this is working.
Good.
Do you show that we have anyone else viewing at the moment, Brent?
No one's viewing yet. You just said the image is very good, so what, roughly 6, 7 minutes? It's just 9:30 right now.
This is so exciting. Shall we try a couple other mic positions or camera positions, and I'll turn this one off and. Oh, the live chat. Yeah. These.
And then, let's see, how about a position that where you and Rachel would be standing next to each other during prayers? What's that?
I'm not sure if it's so hard to determine if it's quiet or not because I'm here.
Shutting down.
Noah, do you also, let's go ahead and turn on the PA. Let's do a full live test.
I'm on YouTube. I'm not getting it up.
Not getting what up?
The YouTube from that. Oh, I guess it just takes a while. Huh. Streaming.
I showed 2 people here, but that's probably just us still.
That's funny. On here it doesn't show anything. And I gotta go blank. Come on. All right, the PA is on.
Okay. Oh, yep, I hear it. I'm actually going to put in my other AirPods so I can have a little more isolated experience.
Yeah. Viewers, identify yourself, please.
I'm not sure anyone's actually joined us, but well.
Maybe it's just us. Oh, yeah, 2 viewers with Andrew and me.
Yeah, right. Well, I think it's me and Brent actually.
I'm gonna text Jen. She says I'm checking sounds. I'm checking. Sounds good.
Okay, Rachel says, wow, what a riveting service. Thank you, Rachel. Please type that. Oh, 5 people have joined. Okay, so for those who are joining, it'd also be excellent if you could do the live chat thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, And the 5 people are me, Brent, Noah, and maybe you, Rachel. So. Hi. Hi. So I'm here. I'm talking with PA on. We have some soulful background music. I'm gonna prepare the place of worship. Oh man, anytime you like talk with a little underlay of soothing piano, I think it really puts you in the right spiritual space. This is why the big mega churches do it. Of course, I won't always be holding my cell phone for my face. So feedback from our viewers is welcome, as far as audio levels, as far as I should put that in.
Andrew should sing and glad there is music. The masses are speaking. Are you on your mark there?
Okay. Let's try this other camera position and also this other mic. Or is that okay, Noah? So for Rachel and anyone else, if you just turn your phone up like this, if you're watching on YouTube, you can click on a little button that says live chat, and that will give you access to the live chat. No, I'm turning off my mic here. And now we are on the microphone at the pulpit.
Oh yeah, chat at the bottom.
Okay.
Oh, where is it? Oh, over at the footing, sorry.
Okay. There's definitely a little more echo, but that's just the way these mics are set right now, which is fine. Yep. And Brent, do you think? Let's see. Is that camera pointed at me?
Yeah.
Oh, it is now. Okay. It's just a delay on my phone, so it's.
Toggling back and forth there. Reading from the book of Micah.
Oh yeah. I will read. Wow, we really actually don't need 8 different ELWs in here. Still have. Oh, you know, I've been wanting to go back into Kathleen's sermon. Oh, Rachel says it's a little blurry.
Okay, I just hit autofocus. That is about. It's 10 seconds. Yeah, that is where I can see that. Now let's see if this helps.
It is a little blurry. I think it's focusing right here.
Okay, I will. See this monitor is not really.
For Sunday, if we're doing that camera there, we might reorient. So this is a little bit further on. Sorry. I've reoriented. I wonder how this camera position is going to do. Try to split the difference here. So, yeah, you do have to subscribe to the channel in order to be part of the chat, which Say it again, Noah. Yes, I can do that. Okay. Consistent flow. Here was the plan. He was going to fly to Eastern Europe with a suitcase full of Bibles. He'd bluff his way through customs and meet a missionary contact outside the airport. The plan sounded great on paper. But as he stood in the line for customs, waiting for his luggage to be examined, he saw the flaw. Rachel says that we have to be subscribed for maybe more than 5 minutes in order to start entering into the chat. So that's interesting. There was no way the officers were going to overlook suitcases. You know, I'm less than enamored of this angle, but that's really, you know, the other option is to pull the pulpit over there. At least if we're having the camera over here right now, that would be much better. Either pull the pulpit or just have a microphone and preach from there. I mean, this isn't terrible, but it's just not as good as it could be. Well, yes, that's interesting.
I guess it depends on your priority. Is it to be oriented to people in the room, or is it to be oriented as a film set?
Sorry, you're saying things and I'm not hearing it all. Right. Yeah, the thing about, sure. For people in the room, I don't think that it'll be bad if I'm preaching from on that side versus this side, you know. The thing about having the angle go across is we may bump into people's heads there. I guess if the camera's slightly higher, then not as much.
So that other stand could really go up high.
Yeah, you need probably 7 feet minimum.
Uh-huh.
It's because it needs to use your somebody who's say, 5, 6 foot.
Right. Actually, this angle isn't that bad. If it's straight on, this is not bad at all. Look, I mean, because the angle, like you say, Noah, we are prioritizing, and you could turn off the PA if you want. Guys, I think the focus looks pretty good. Rachel, if you, I don't know if you can weigh in on the chat, or if you want to just text me. Okay, yeah, Rachel's back in the chat now. That's very nice. I'm gonna dab. I'm dabbing. I think that this is fine as far as an angle goes. Can I get feedback from our viewers? Oh wow, we have 8 viewers now. Feedback regarding the angle. I think that with the camera right there, it's actually about head level, maybe a little bit lower, on the sturdy Faith Avenue tripod right now. Ideally, we're gonna have it over there. We'll have this slightly more angled because that'll be a much better angle for Dan and for everything. It'll be mounted on the wall, but that requires routing the wire up. Speaking of, Brent, do we have enough cat 4, Cat 5 cable to run up and over? That'd be an Arnie question. Okay. Arnie, I think you may be one of the live chat, or one of the participants here. We have 100 feet. Okay, so I'm just going to Rachel's encouraging me to practice preaching. Okay, one more. I'm going to be looking around. People in the audience are the primary viewership, we'll assume. We're going to have a camera there, so the preacher's job is to make eye contact spread evenly. So this isn't going to be exactly like when we did pre-production, which is right in the camera, but I have a good friend named Kathy who lives in Northern California. She has a home in the mountains, surrounded by trees. And as soon as you hear California and mountains and trees, you're thinking wildfire. Her home was ground zero for the Caldor fire last summer, which burned more than 220,000 acres. I'm going to take out I'm not going to be one who can give audio feedback to myself. You're thinking, wow. Okay. Peter says it's fine, just not loud. Peter says he finally found the video. The video is just a bit fuzzy, but the sound is right on. Yeah. Peter, can you enter into the chat are you looking at your laptop, or are you projecting this on a big screen? That would be a helpful question to answer for us. The video has pretty good resolution as far as for an iPhone. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I see the microphone. The microphone is in such excellent, vivid detail. I wonder if that's part of it. And I see what he's saying. It is a little bit fuzzier than... Yes, I will switch on my headset. Elva is our lone in-person audience member. Welcome, Elva. Oh, man. Water's on? And all the people said, amen. Okay, we are currently playing with the focus a little bit, reports Brent, and that's why it's going back and forth, trying to get that dialed in. Brent says he's going to leave it where it is for a moment and welcomes you to respond. And Brent, you should also be able to see the live chat. Yes, I do. Okay, good. Then I won't relay everything. Yeah, you could type back too, so if you wish. Wow, Rachel is a fan. She may be biased. I mean, she's generally a fan of me. Rachel, can you clarify the subject of your woo-hoo? Noah says that he's going to boost the audio on Rachel's headset mic, even though you won't hear anything. Right. Yeah, so what she's saying is back it out a little bit, because good preachers use their whole bodies. Hermeneutical acrobatics. Homiletical calisthenics. She reached out to her community. All of us prayed. Oh, Rachel was excited about the water. She didn't care about the live stream. I mean, she didn't not care about the live stream, but she was really excited about the water, which is fine. She reached out to her community. All of us prayed. And after 3 weeks, she went home, and the house was still standing. Kathy said if it was as if God had put a dome over her home and preserved not just the building, but all the trees around it. If you were to sit on her porch today, these are not consonant hand motions, but I'm doing this for the camera. This is litotes? No, not litotes. There's a particular term in rhetorical theory for the disjuncture between bodily movements and what you're saying. Oh, I can't think of it. No. Not anakoluthon. That's something that doesn't follow. Not anaphora. I read about this in Polymo of Smyrna. Polymo of Smyrna was an ancient rhetor. Peter's also very excited about the water. Everyone's very understandably excited about the water. Elva, you're a bringer of good tidings. We thank you. These miracle stories are easy to find. In books, on television, people love stories about encounters with the divine, about God showing up in exactly the right way at exactly the right moment, a healing without medical explanation. Rachel says, I'd rather have the camera angle lower, even if it's a little blurry. Angle lower, meaning it looks like it's coming.
Yeah, I have a lot of space above your head.
Ah, I see.
Because I was trying to get the podium out of there so it wouldn't focus on it. I can find some.
Okay, I see what's going on.
It's blurry right now because
Yeah. Okay. So, Brent, how do you feel about me moving to several different positions to do some testing?
that's good.
Okay, then here we go. I'm on the move. So let's, and if you want to get these fixed as presets, that'd be fine. Sure. So why don't we do it? I don't. If there is a better sequence than others, let me know. But okay. Then I'll do at the altar. This is about where we stand.
Yeah, the problem with, make sure you can see the full camera.
Okay.
If you move a little to your left, the candle's going to be right in front of you, like right there.
Right.
You're cut off by the candle.
So that's something for Rachel and I to keep in mind. For Rachel and me to keep in mind.
Rachel tends to stand to one side anyway.
Okay. Yeah, so this side is fair game, or theoretically this side, all this is a little artificially over. I think that more naturally, this is a little bit, yes, sure. Bring some tape is fine. Yeah, this is not a bad angle. Covered by the book, but. I could go there. Yes, Peter. Desktop hardwired is definitely going to be the fastest. Well, kind of. I mean, right about here is a good angle for the camera. So.
Rachel's saying, is this going to be our only camera angle? If so, we need to take the candles away.
For this Sunday, we were thinking it would be. Depending on we could experiment with a central phone camera. But yeah, the trick, I mean, right now, I think it's arguable that might be okay. We might make that brighter and give people a heads up. Obviously, we can't have it on the baptismal font, but if we set up a wee little tripod and had it as high as reasonable, then we could try it with 2 cameras. Well, we were going to test that, right? Like with the Safari to see. So, yeah, we could try it. So, failing our second, camera, this is going to be the sole angle, in which case maybe we do need to move the thing. Rachel says the book can't go there. I just thought it might be a better angle because it's less in the way, but...
Can you explain to the audience real quick what they might expect to see in the difference between the 2 computers in terms of capacity?
Yes. Yeah, sure. So Noah brought up a good point, and this is the other component of our live stream, is to perhaps make the case that a more powerful computer could be beneficial insofar as it may be the only way to allow us to have multiple cameras, because the RAM on the Mac Mini is limited to 8 gigs. It can't be upgraded. A more powerful computer would have the processing capacity to accommodate multiple video streams, bring everything together, send it out into the world. Candle is to your left. Yeah, so Rachel was saying this too. I mean, I don't know. Where do we move? Do we have any candles? Candles are non-essential, says Rachel.
We could also put them on the stands beside the altar as well.
Yeah, we could put them in the background. Those tables are not being used for anything else at the moment. Take the candles away. Take the candles away.
And that's always a possibility too if you need to spread.
Yeah, because people will be moving, I think probably best back there. But although actually we will be using those, so we might just take the candles fully away. Yeah, that's fine for right now, because we will be using these tables. Rachel says in the sacristy. We'll do that in a second. Okay, shall we try a different angle to get a preset, Brent?
Hold on 1 second.
Of course.
How's the clarity is on this shot on you? That's the biggest.
Yeah. Feedback from our viewership. Is there? Can you comment on the clarity of this particular angle and focal point? Peter says, oh, nice. Okay, yeah. That's a good angle, says Peter. You get to see the walnut inlay.
Oh, so it's not focused? I'm trying to focus on your face.
Oh, yeah, for better or worse, we're going to try to focus on my face.
Yeah, I'm trying to fine tune it on a very small picture. Okay.
Now that we have the Emmaus Tech Gmail account activated, I think we can start live streaming from it. So it's not my pastor account, pastoral associate account. I'm a little hesitant to, I think it'll be fine, but part of me doesn't want to touch it
No,
just
I
yet.
got you, yeah.
But we want people to subscribe. I mean, people are able to subscribe relatively easily, but we'll just want to give them a heads up about doing that. Oh, cool. So we have another camera. We have,
Yep, I'm trying to get it up now, my security is getting in the way, so I gotta.
okay, great. That's all fine. Can you move to the left a little bit more? Your left. I can move to the left a little bit more.
So that you're, oh, I see you took the candles off, okay. Can
I
you
see what you're saying. I think this is probably the maximum amount left that I'd want to do. Yes, everyone would have to subscribe to that,
What's that?
but, oh, I'm responding to Rachel. Everyone would have to subscribe to the Emmaus Tech, but then it would be independent of my email and login and all of that, which, yeah, I'm okay with the next position. Sure. I will go to be Brent. Okay. Yeah, that's 6 feet from Dan.
So the question is, I had heard some comments that we should have more of a wider view with the singing and piano versus just a tight thing on the singing.
Yeah, there's no need, I think especially given Brent's role liturgically, he's not performing so much as he's providing musical guidance for the liturgy, so I think it's appropriate to not have it be.
Yeah,
Be too tight there.
I think Noah. Oh, yeah. I think I like it better if you have the capacity, even for the top of Dan's head. Yeah, I like that.
Right there?
Yeah, where it's a little more. Yeah,
Right, yeah, I'm
right.
trying to
Yes,
picture
Rachel,
it.
we would do advance notice. Yeah, I guess if you're soloing, you could zoom in like such, but otherwise, I think having it back out where you get a bit of Dan and the piano and Brent is good.
I just want to make sure that he's.
Yeah, we could take, it's not setting up an autofocus, is it? We could move the mic for a second.
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, I haven't set the site yet. Let me see, I haven't taken a look. Okay, wider angle is fine.
Yeah, I think the wider angle
In the same shot. Yeah.
is great. Yeah.
And what I'm trying to avoid is the door.
So this is going to be an impossible shot if people are standing. That is the thing to note.
That brings in either the need to work, I mean, this is kind of a silver bullet over here for all the stuff inside, but we can't get there unless we have the processing power.
Well, actually, we can just do one camera over there, and that's compatible with singular computer processing power. It's just that this next week, I don't know if is Arnie on? I kind of doubt it. I thought he said he might be able to, but
Make myself Dan,
okay, you're Dan then.
I think,
Very good. Yeah, actually, that's not a bad angle. Yeah, I mean, his microphone or his light is a little bit, but I think that's fine. We need that to be where it is. Okay, I think this is a good view. Rachel says good clarity. I think we can set this as a what's it called? Set shot or
Okay, hold on.
preset, whatever.
Okay, set, 3, got it.
Okay. Then the final one, we have 1, 2, 3. Well, we might want to do an organ one, but I think a center front.
Right, center announcements, liturgy one, and then a center prayer one.
Yeah, that'll be the same. But yeah. So for the center,
That'll be a tighter shot.
very naturally, if we're think,
I do like the wider angle.
yeah, the most natural place for addressing everyone feels like right here. I could go forward to here, but I'm going to say with an audience, this is where I am most inclined to stand. So this is preferable from that point too? Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think this is where the limitations of one camera, especially one that's right there at that height, are really coming out. If it is mounted slightly higher, it can be slightly more in and slightly more direct. Yeah, I think for this, you could get away with a slightly tighter shot, and that also eliminates the view of the pews. And so then, for one camera anyway, for this Sunday, Rachel and I will do our best to kind of address. Actually, Noah, can you be ahead? That's helpful.
Go in the second pew, because I'm just moving around to different places here.
Wow, how's my hair so amazing?
Yeah, no problem. Actually, go down on the end of the second pew on the left side. Down this way. Yeah, so that's,
Yeah, your head's clear.
oh yeah. I'd be tighter anyway, so. How about closer back?
Yeah, if people are sitting, Rachel says it's fine. I agree.
Yeah, I can, let's see.
Oh, confession. Yeah. We stand to confess our sins. What we could do,
Oh, yeah.
so Noah,
That'd be a problem.
I mean, this is a little bit limiting, but we can essentially block out this swath, right, at this angle, such that people don't sit in the front pew, half of the second pew, and a third of the third pew. Indeed.
Why don't you stand in the
You know, the other option, and this would require us to redo the camera settings that we've done, but we have it on the tripod right now, which is nice and stable for this time being, but that tripod is the camera that's used by Faith Avenue, and so we're going to have to switch it anyway. So what we might be best served by is to establish a higher platform that is secure, that we can leave in place.
right, which we have. We've got the bracket that can go up on the wall.
So we could mount the bracket here. I mean, I think as of next week we want the bracket there. So I don't feel we can also just make do with this right now, because we're just making do for this Sunday. This upcoming week, we're going to get a ladder. I need a little bit of help, but I can be the high altitude installer.
Yeah, pretend you're traversing.
Yeah, exactly. What's the point of being a climber if
So Peter says, not so sure you can. Yeah, people have their spots.
Yeah, Rachel points out that a very common question was, how's my hair? No, but seriously, how's my hair?
Yeah. How's this here? So is that,
I did not, but I will.
so this is the new single spot, like at the beginning? and-
Okay, so this is one option. The other option, I think this is what Rachel's suggesting, is to offer confession and forgiveness from here?
Good.
I don't know. This feels a little strange, being in this spot.
Why don't you stand in the second
Oh, Rachel has to go to another meeting.
Yeah.
Peter suggests, could we use one of the extra wood bases for the camera? Extra wood bases.
Oh, probably the platforms in there,
Um,
stacked on top of each other.
I think that our this tripod, it's not as sturdy. I think yeah.
Yeah, they're in this.
I think that the compromise that we make for this Sunday is that we have a very stable platform for this very expensive camera right now in this tripod. After our service, we take that camera off and replace their camera, and we just deal with the limitations of this angle for this Sunday. That is my proposal, I think. Yeah.
So will that not be a preset then, where you are? Or
Right here, yeah, we could set it as an alternate. Back of the altar? Okay. Sorry, I don't know where I was now. Sorry, I shouldn't have moved.
try to get the exposure here. How's that? There. Yeah, that's better. There we go. Is that good? Maybe we'll wait till it comes up for you.
Is this the right spot? Yeah. So we might talk to Arnie about reprioritizing the spotlights, in which case, if that's even possible to do in the next week, then maybe we just get the scissor lift and do all the work all at once. I don't know. Yeah. Oh, but I wonder if it's just the bulbs. I don't know the issue there. It might just be a bulb issue, but if we have the ladder, I mean, it's right there. Maybe that'd be fine. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I just can't get this second camera.
Arnie is on, but it won't let him chat.
No, it's not working. I should be able to bring it up here.
Okay.
So Arnie's on, but it won't let him chat.
Arnie, well, so he says he's still waiting to get into the chat. Well, that was 9:49, and it's 10:15.
Oh,
Rachel said it took her about 5 minutes before she could get in.
yeah, because you got to subscribe to you and then,
Yes, Arnie, just to clarify that you did subscribe to the YouTube channel. And I am on my chat now, Arnie, so if you want to respond on that, that's possible. And since we are working on just the Mac Mini, I think.
We'll need to do a position for the organ as well.
Okay, so we'll do a position for the organ, and then we'll have all our presets for our lowest common denominator, which is the Mac Mini plus our camera.
Is that work, so, but you'll be doing announcements from the center?
Yeah, this is just an alternate, optional possibility, but if it's gets in the way or there's too many, then we don't have to have it.
How is that in
Well,
terms
that's
of?
good if there's no people. Yeah, yeah, you're kissing the yellow.
Yeah. Yeah, overall
Yep,
signal.
just on the lower end of yellow
Okay,
in terms of the peaks.
okay. How about where it's living for the most part, when there's a consistent signal coming in?
Top of the green, it's
Yeah,
at
about what decibel level?
-20.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay, so,
So seating, people standing aside.
well, if we do an organ angle, you're definitely gonna have people in it.
For the most part, when it's playing other than hymns, like, say, Prelude, Postlude.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm,
Do you want it tighter? Does it just not work at all? What's the? Here, let me get.
well, on his back,
Yeah,
but
let me get a Dan type height here. Okay. Oh, it's definitely not level. I can see from here that it's cockeyed on the base, but. The tripod itself is level, yes?
camera somehow. Oh, there you go. That helped.
You have a level on your.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
On your
It's,
phone.
yeah, it's, oh, I do.
Just put it across the front of the base under the lens.
Peter says it really sounds good, Noah. Real good. And Ginny says Noah can play piano? He can do everything.
If you go to your Compass app, it's the second, if you swipe to the right, as long as it's calibrated, it'll give you a reasonable.
Noah, Brent says, I'm sorry, Arnie says that the sound goes to pieces when the second camera is accessed.
Oh, so then we're up against the, memory servers. So,
Yeah, because what it's doing is as soon as the processor starts struggling, the first thing it dumps is the USB signal. Because the way it prioritizes what tasks.
Arnie, just to let you know that we hear you and are assessing that. My assumption, my working theory is we'll probably just need a bigger, better computer to process, but what we should do, so Brent, order of operations, let's confirm that all our preset camera angles are good. Yeah, so let's confirm that. Then if we want, we could switch over to your iMac with 2 camera angles and then see what happens with the audio.
okay.
At 32 gigs, pass on the code of our comparing there.
Yep. And yeah, we can, Arnie, to let you know, Brent's iMac is big and beefy, 32 gig RAM.
The hard drive is 2 terabytes. And I have more than a terabyte of space open.
So, Andrew, if you want to just pass this on to Arnie, the computer we're comparing is 32 gigabytes of RAM with more than a terabyte of hard drive space open.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I was holding it here. I'll turn that off.
Sorry, I didn't have my mic on. For those watching, we know that the sound craziness is related to adding the second camera, which we've just taken out of the equation for the time being. Hopefully the sound should be better now. Yeah, for the sake of comparison, Noah's gonna play. Also, I don't know if I was on when this happened, but we have Brent's iMac, which has 32 gig RAM and a terabyte of free space. So that's pretty good. probably won't use. All right, you want to do the center? So here's altar.
Take a look at that when it comes.
Can you back it out just a skosh? Hey, Noah. Noah. Thanks. Do you mind? Thanks. Just have a question for Brent.
Yeah.
Arnie says, does the PTZ camera have any autofocus options? Is it smart enough to look for faces rather than books or mocks? Mocks? Books? Blocks, maybe? I don't know. Maybe.
So say that one more time.
Is the camera capable of autofocus?
Yeah, it is. I'm trying to lock some, when you do presets, you can lock the focus in too.
When you do presets, you can lock the focus in as well.
Or I can make slight fine tuning on the fly.
Or you can make slight fine tuning. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense to me. So you good on this position?
We are, if you like it being.
Oh, right. I need to look at it, don't I? Microphones, says Arnie.
Microphones?
I don't know what that's about. Oh, wait. Maybe that was his text. Yeah, books or mics. Maybe. Maybe blocks or mics. Microphones. I don't know. As for this angle, I'm going to be picky. Can you come back in a little bit?
Well, that's fine. That's what we're here for. How's the face look on that?
It's a delay, so I'm not sure yet.
Yeah, 10 seconds.
Ooh, I think I like that.
Like that? Okay. Let me lock it in. So that's going to the pulpit. Oh, how'd that get
Thank you to everyone who's put so much time in on this. Jenny, Peter, Rachel as well. Arnie reports the autofocus seems to like to focus on things in front of the person, like books or microphones. I see. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's not wrong.
Since we're starting this, can we pull the book out of the shot, let it set up the focus on you,
And then fix it?
and then, yeah, fix it there, and then
Is that Yeah, sure.
Set it up that way. That way, when we reintroduce it later, the focal length is already established behind it rather than.
This is where that camera or that mic screen is. Yeah, well, it's just it's relatively small and not super high clarity, so.
Is the brightness all the way up? That might give you a little more contrast.
The white balance? Oh, the brightness on the,
Yeah, I was thinking if we
that's
get
not
that
no
up.
idea. I know we'll need a better monitor. It's on 7.
Brightness.
I guess it can go higher, right here.
Trying to make sure the. Oop, that's not what we wanted.
You have it.
Make sure I'm not accidentally turning off the screen. Okay. Mode. Brightness.
Peter likes this amount of zoom. I would have to agree.
Okay. Filter.
Are we good on this position?
We are.
Okay, then I will move to the front and center.
Okay.
Arnie says that frequently the microphone on the podium is sharp as can be, but the person speaking is just a touch soft.
Okay. Yeah.
So what we need to do is recalibrate that one without the microphone.
Okay.
Lock it in. Although that is, it's annoying that it's not more intuitive.
Sorry to be. So, and it's not letting me adjust it back and forth when I touch the.
There, but I can make it big like this, and it's a little better. So that should be, it looks
Yeah.
clear here. Now the question is zooming in and out, whether that's too close, not close enough.
Well, probably from the pulpit, a little bit closer is
Right.
better than too tight.
You know, we got sun coming in, and it's 10:30, so we'll be done.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay. It's helpful.
So if this is the welcome to church position?
So this is a little too tight.
Yep, no, I want to see what effect that sun has.
Okay. Brent, Arnie comments that many cameras have a face sensing capability to prioritize faces for autofocus. We should check the documentation for the PTZ to see if it's possible with it.
Yeah, like many, it should be on the trade and like many it's online.
Brent points out that the documentation should be online. We are pulling out a physical copy as well. The particular model, Noah, is?
Model number PT20X.
This is the PT20X.
PTZ optics.
There are two different versions of this. Brian, is it NDI-GY or NDI-WH?
I like that.
Andrew, PTZ20X
PTZ20X
hyphen NDI
-NDI
hyphen WH.
-WH.
And it's running version 1.1.
Are you sure those are hyphens and not N dashes or M dashes?
No, I'm not sure I trust the copy of this to its own different.
And
He's already got a hard copy of it too for version 1.1.
Yep. Yep, I told him that.
So is, from the folks that are watching and from Andrew, how does this,
I like this.
is good?
Yep, this is a good amount of Zoom. We haven't heard feedback from others yet. They are probably growing weary, which I understand. We've been going for almost more than an hour. Okay, so then we got this locked. Back to Brent.
Yeah, let me just make sure I've got that locked in right. I'm recalling it here. So I did the preset already. And if folks could comment on how that looks.
Brent welcomes feedback on how this looks, and this is a shot that should have piano as well. Yes, Jenny confirms that the wider angle gives some definition of being in the sanctuary. I'm assuming that Jenny's commenting on the one right now that we're doing with the piano as well. I agree. I think this is a good shot.
That's a good shot, Phil?
Mm-hmm. And the question, I mean, relative focus doesn't matter as much here just because it's a broader swath of stuff. This is where that face finding technology would be awesome.
Yeah,
Arnie says this looks fine.
okay.
But, so then, have we hit all our points?
Well, what about the prayers?
That would be the front, so that's the same, one and the same. Front.
I have to go a wider angle.
You want to redo front and center?
Yeah.
Okay. I think that show me what you have, but I thought it was pretty good.
That's what I have, with you in the center. And then if both you and Rachel are up together,
Oh, actually, Peter suggests even back a little bit more from there. So,
Back from there.
yeah, from that on that shot.
That's definitely doable acoustically. Rachel's on this side.
The trick, Peter, is if we go I just want to avoid the exit sign. He was saying that maybe back even a little bit from over here.
Yeah, that's going to be fine acoustically to go back if you want to.
Oh, I think he means back out the angle a little bit, not move things per se.
so make it wider.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's what I just did.
Okay.
Mess on Arnie.
It's not even moving.
Autofocus commands are present in the manual, but it's only to turn it on and off. There are no parameters
Okay.
for it.
I think, I don't know. I don't know. That feels a little bit far out to me, but I could go either way.
Looks clear, Mike. Zoom out. Oh, zoom out. Zoom out more than this, or that one is, yeah, so this is good.
Yeah, I think this is what Peter was suggesting.
Okay, let me lock it in.
Are we ready for front and center?
Okay,
Peter was thinking zooming out just a bit on, oh, okay. Well, that's what I thought too. I thought the piano shot,
I was thinking zoom out just a bit on the next shot. Oh, yeah, oh, I see.
makes more sense.
So I zoomed out too much on the piano. Okay. Well, you can,
Preset it for these guys side by side. So when you guys typically, what, like so?
We won't really, except for when we're serving communion and there's gonna be,
At the very end,
you were up there Sunday, that's why I was saying,
it's not in,
why were we
doing prayers.
doing prayers?
and then
That was partly because of the format, but I think in this case, we'll just have one person doing prayers.
benediction likewise.
Benediction likewise should be a single, yeah. Yeah, that was a special accommodation for the fact that we needed each other's moral support. Prayer support. Yeah. Yeah, ooh.
So this is, front wide, okay? Oh, this one, no problem. Okay. I've got that one set.
I think this is good. I think we'll have a nice blend of kind of zooming out and zooming in. Hesitant to go too much because this is, yeah, yeah. I think we'll have kind of a blend of some being zoomed out and some being focused in.
So otherwise I can, let's say we're going from you to the piano, I could do a quick fade to black, go to the piano, and we go to the, oh wait, I did that, did I? Oh, that's interesting.
Arnie reports that he does not see a face sensing option when he looks online. Yeah, and the inability to use chat may explain why there's so little feedback during prayers. Yeah, that would make sense. I'm puzzled. Peter and Jenny were able to get on just fine, as well as Rachel, so I'm not sure what Arnie's... Arnie's wondering if the server administrator for the Emmaus network has a grudge against you, Arnie. It's a legitimate question. I wonder if he said that maybe Safari was to blame earlier. Maybe try Chrome? I don't know. Or try your phone, Arnie. That's what Rachel said she finally had success with, as well as Jenny. I think there was like some challenge on alternate devices, but once they got on their phones, it was a little easier.
It seems to me like switching to Chrome in the setting, as precarious as some of it is, it could be the difference between working and not.
Yeah.
So work around Safari? Must be, yeah, sorry.
Arnie says he's using Chrome now, shows he's subscribed.
Using 22% of
Current angle of Andrew is good now. Okay. Do we have all our shots? Is this good?
So let's go from here to the pulpit. Oh, that's altar, all right. Pulpit is, okay.
Pulpit. Here we are.
We are
What next?
the altar.
Altar.
And then now
Indeed.
And then you're going to the center for the blessing. Hands out.
Oron's posture. Rachel will sometimes do a final sign of the cross with a single hand. Never goes that high. The Lord be with you. Yep.
During communion, then I would figure out how to handle whether this would be a wide shot.
It's a good question. I think during communion there's going to be so much back and forth. I think zooming out a little bit just to like see activity, but it's not going to be a good shot for anyone really. So the question is like, how do you transition from where Rachel will serve communion from the altar to then just backing out? Mm-hmm. Yeah, if that had a good effect, it's fine. I'm so puzzled by Arnie's, the why he's not able to do the chat. He's on Chrome. Arnie, if you have the YouTube app on your phone, I'd be curious to see what your experience is like there. If you're logged in as yourself and all that good stuff, assuming it's the same account. But yep. Okay. The Lord be with you. And also with you. Lift up your hearts.
You all look good. The only thought I would have is to zoom out just a bit more when in front of the altar, but not too far. There we go.
Okay. So I actually turned off my mic. Do you want to test this audio? Yeah. Okay. So I am going to be preaching this Sunday. Everyone, be sure to come in person. Don't tune in. Just come in person. Or tune in if you have any apprehensions about the potential transmission for novel coronavirus COVID-19. Our population is, little feedback, blessedly highly vaccinated and boosted, and yet there is potential for breakthrough infections, and for people who are at risk or in at-risk categories, you may prefer to join us for our very professionally produced live stream service. The Lord be with you, and also lift up your hearts. Cool, thank you. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool.
I'm going to back to the volume. What? Go back to the volume issue. Of course.
heard any of that. My microphone was off. I was just saying that if you need to leave, you can. We're going to transition to a second phase of testing so that we can see if using Brent's iMac, which is bigger and beefier and burlier in all the good ways, can allow us to have 2 cameras.
All right, well, let's see how we do this. I think I'll get out of OBS and that might, but keep the stream running. I'm wondering if,
So the stream will actually, if you open up your iMac, you can just leave the stream running on, so just open it on your other